graduates, you may be seated. Good evening and welcome, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, relatives, family, and friends. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Janina Rendell, and I am the proud principal here at Pleasantdale Middle School. I'm here to welcome you to Pleasantdale Middle School for this very special event. In just a few minutes, we'll be celebrating the class of 2024. First, I'd like to take a moment to thank the people who were able to make this happen when we had to pivot. Mrs. Stacy Tantillo has been instrumental in making this day happen for our students and families. Thank you, Stacy, for getting every detail just right. I also wanted to give a big thanks to our custodian, Mr. Dan Pasenko, for getting everything set up. Not to mention the 8th grade team who all pitched in today to really make this happen and go smoothly. Thank you, 8th grade team. In addition, other members of our administrative team here today, Assistant Principal Maura Raleigh, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, Dr. Jennifer Van, Director of Student Services, Beth Parker, Mr. Sontag, Business Director, and our Superintendent, Dr. Dave Pelzat. I want to thank each of our school board members for attending this event today. Having so many of you here today is another testament to your dedication to our students and our district. Thank you to President Arlene Cabana, Vice President Taryn Marchione, Secretary Mary Lenzen, and board members Bill Brockup, Jason Nash, Charles Zona, and Becky Walters. I would like to thank so many teachers and staff for attending this evening. This graduation is a culmination of the 4 years of the middle school and 9 or more years in the Pleasantdale School District for many of our students and families. It's wonderful to have so many elementary and middle school staff here to continue to support them on this special day. Let's take a moment to express your gratitude for them, for without their support, this day would not be possible. All middle school and elementary staff members in attendance, please stand and be recognized. Lastly, we know that Pleasantdale is a very special place where many families return to send their own children to school. At this time, I ask that any Pleasantdale graduate alumni please stand and be recognized in the crowd. I would like to let you know that we do have a professional photographer to capture that very special moment when they receive their diploma. These pictures will be available for purchase from our school photographer. Details will be sent out at a later time. Parents, on behalf of the teachers and staff in the Board of Education, thank you for sharing the class of 2024 with us. We are so very proud of these students and will miss them greatly. Students, please take a moment to thank your parents for everything they've done to support you on this journey. Lastly, the graduates. Congratulations on reaching this milestone. Reflecting back on the last 13 or 14 years of your life, 9 of which most of you spent within our walls, they have been filled with challenges, opportunities, and celebrations. It was also the last time when the 13-year cicadas were around. We also have the 17-year cicadas with us today. You were not even alive the last time they were around. It gets me thinking about the future. Where will you be the next time they return? Perhaps some of you have traversed the high school stage, college, and embarked on careers, while others may have opted to enter into the workforce. Others serving in the military after high school. Wherever your paths lead, cherish the friendships, special moments, and bonds forged within our Pleasantdale community. We stand ready to support you in your time of need and celebrate your triumphs. Congratulations again, and we can't wait to see what the future holds. At this time, I would like to welcome welcome Student Council President Mate Nunez to the microphone to welcome everyone to our ceremony this evening.
If you are all able, please stand and remove all hats for the national anthem. Everyone. My name is Mate Nunez, the 2024 Student Council President. I would like to welcome you all to this year's graduation. Thank you everyone for coming here today, and we are honored to celebrate this graduation and celebrate this momentous occasion, and are very grateful for your support. Thank you to all of the teachers who helped get us here and for putting up with all of us all these years. We have come a long way with the influence of all of you. Thank you to the math teachers that taught us problem solving, the science teachers that taught us critical thinking, the ELA teachers that taught us communication, the art and music teachers who helped us express our creativity, the PE teachers who taught us teamwork, the history teachers who taught us real-world understanding, the language teachers who helped us learn about different cultures, the health teachers who taught us how to help those in need. Thank you to all of the other staff for always being there. And last but not least, to the tech teacher who taught us how to be tech savvy so that we can help our grandparents when they need it. So on behalf of the graduating class, thank you. Thank you to all of you. I would also like to acknowledge all of the parents and guardians out there who helped us succeed. We wouldn't be here without you, and I know I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my parents. They came from Macedonia and sacrificed their lives to give my brother and me a better life, and I know that each and every one of you out there has sacrificed for your child. We couldn't have made it without your support and endless love. So on behalf of the entire class, I would like to thank you all. Finally, I would like to thank my fellow graduates. This is a great group of people before you. Everyone before you has succeeded and has helped their fellow classmates succeed. Without the support of our friends and classmates, we wouldn't have made it. I truly believe that this class before you will go on to do amazing things. And knowing all of them, I know that they can and will succeed. So thank you guys for always being there for each other, and I wish you the best of luck next year in high school. I don't think I would be able to express how thankful we are for all of you here tonight, and for the others who weren't able to make it. You all have helped mold us into the people we are these past few years and throughout our entire lives. So thank you, and thank you all for coming out tonight. At this time, I would like to invite Konrad Jesnikovsky to the microphone to share his remarks.
evening, everyone. My name is Connor Jishnikowski. And yes, I know what you're probably thinking right now. What did he say his last name was again? At this point in my life, I'm pretty used to explaining to people how to pronounce my last name. So I said, can you spell it out for me? Or can you help me pronounce it? I'd always end up spelling it out. Grzesnikowski. And explaining that it's not Jasnikovsky or Jeshnikovsky. Before I started school, I never knew my last name was so different from other kids. I thought it was as simple and normal as every other person in this world. The first day of kindergarten came, I was sitting in class, a little nervous, and after a few minutes, my teacher started taking attendance. She started calling out each classmate's names, and each student replied over here. When she got to my name, she pronounced my first name without an issue, and I proceeded to mumble out my last name. I was confused why my teacher struggled with my last name, but after a minute or two of hard thinking, I forgot about it. My teacher started explaining the first activity, so I had to refocus on the instructions anyways. When I got home, I came up to my parents and told them what had happened. They told me that our last name was spelled and pronounced in a different way than regular English. I was still a bit confused after that explanation because I thought teachers were very smart and knew how to read everything. Though my teachers were very smart, it took me a while to realize that not all of them knew another language. And that frustrated me because it made me ashamed of what made me special. As I grew older, I started to develop a hatred towards my last name. I still don't know why I hated it in the first place, but I'm guessing it was just the phase I went through. I guess I didn't like the awkward interaction that came after someone attempted to pronounce my last name. The conversation would go something like this. Hello, what's your name? And I would respond, my name's Connor Jishnikowski. And then the usual response would be either, Connor who? Could you say that again? But if I was talking with a more mature person, like a teacher, or an adult, the most common response would be, could you help me pronounce your last name? Then I would always put my last name into syllables, Jashnikovsky, and told him to repeat after me. It was always the Grzesz part that got most of them. I still don't know why, but it just never sounded right to me. And the conversation would continue. Most of the time, I was still explaining how to say Grzesz, and the person I was talking to would non-stop try to get it right. When I started to feel the pressure of my face turning red, or the feeling of 1,000 people looking at the back of my head, I would tell the person, close enough. But to be honest, it was never close enough. And it was exhausting having to explain over and over again that they could never pronounce my last name correctly. I know many of the students that are here today have encountered this problem. For example, I frequently hear teachers mispronounce Maggie's last name. It's not Ziva, but Jeva. Same as David Angelowski or even Becker Alzendale. My point is, many of us here have heard people mispronounce their last names. After some time, I started to realize the benefits I had for having a long last name. Most of these benefits I thought of were while writing this speech, but benefits are benefits. Benefit number 1, I get to laugh at others when they struggle to pronounce my last name. Benefit number 2, after I Googled how many letters a long last name consists of, the answer was 7 to 12 letters, which means I'm above average. Benefit number 3, my last name makes me stand out, in a good way. Benefit number 4, in 10 years, most of us will probably not remember each other, but I have a feeling that even though you may not remember my name, I will be brought up in future conversations as the kid with the long last name. And finally, benefit number 5, my last name makes me unique. Speaking of unique, I always found that word interesting. The dictionary definition of unique is being the only one of its kind, unlike anything else. I feel like everyone is unique in one way or another. For example, what makes me unique is what I've been talking about for the past 10 minutes. A quote that always popped into my head when someone mentioned the word unique was what Walt Disney once said. The more you're like yourself, the less you're like anyone else, which makes you unique. Almost everything and everyone is unique. I could actually bet all my money that everyone is unique in some way, like even the speech. I've never heard anyone write a speech about their last name. The main reason I'm bringing up the word unique is because I feel like it wraps up mine and everyone else's time at Pleasantdale really well. You could be really good at baseball, good at basketball, good at art, or even great at singing. We're all different in some way. Which is what made going to Pleasantdale fun. You never knew what was going to happen the very next day. If everyone wore the same thing, talked in the same tone, and acted in the same manner, I would consider Pleasantdale the lamest middle school ever. To conclude, no matter how tall you are or how short you are, if you're good at math or you're not, if you can ride a bike or you can't, You are unique in some way, or you might have a long-lasting liking. Being unique is important, and being proud of what makes you unique is more. Thank you to our teachers and staff that helped us develop our unique skills and talents throughout these years. Thank you to our parents and family members that gave us these unique talents and names. As we move on to high school, don't be ashamed of who you are like I was back then. Be proud of what makes you who you are. Be unlike anything else. Thank you.
At this time, Nick Giotis is invited to the microphone to share his remarks.
Hello. I'm Nicholas Giotis, and my speech is titled, "You Have Not Made It." Hello, fellow graduates, esteemed faculty, friends, relatives, and parents filled with pride at the sight of their child or children graduating. I would like to thank you all for the opportunity to share my thoughts with you. I noticed while writing my speech, winging it at 1:42 a.m. because I procrastinated my entire day away, that my speech was very similar to a speech given by Jason Reynolds at Lesley University, who was deemed a literary legend by the YouTube channel Lesley University. Very surprising, I know. I wasn't exactly in a very serious mood at that moment because I was half focused and half distracted by the devices that surrounded me. I was busy attempting to add a way to reference Jason Reynolds because, to put it simply, I yearned for a way to still write about the topic I created while not catching a case from Jason Reynolds for plagiarism. Anyway, the introduction to his presentation spoke about one cliché phrase, the phrase being, "We made it." I assume you all remember the graduation speeches in the past, where every single one, from our squeaky voice class president in elementary, to even speeches from 8th graders now, ended in the same boring and unoriginal phrase, "We made it." Yay, we did it. Good job, guys. But in all honesty, I'm here to tell you that we haven't made it. In fact, we're not even close. But first, let's take a dive into the past. When I was 9, I believed that I was destined to become a police officer, likely after watching an episode of Paw Patrol or something. In my mind, I likely felt that the occupation had a sense of justice. The people in the world that would catch the criminals and keep us safe. They seemed like superheroes in the way that they protected us. The next year, 10-year-old Nick wanted to become a dentist because he believed they made a comfortable living with a job that seemed relatively simple in his prepubescent mind. A year later, at 11 years old, he wanted to become a doctor. His mom was a nurse and his dad was a doctor, so looking back it made sense. Which type of doctor, though, he had no idea. Yet, he thought again that doctors made a secure living with a job that could be very specific to what a person may want to do. Another year goes by, and 12-year-old Nick has found out what type of doctor he believes he should be. He wants to be an anesthesiologist, like his father. It was one of the only types of doctors he knew about because he would often ask his father what his work consisted of. Another year passes, and Nick has switched what he wants to do yet again. He wants to become a medical engineer, the profession that would create the tools that other doctors would use to save lives. In his more mature 13-year-old brain, he yearned for a profession that would be relatively simple, with high pay that would help people. All that he was told was that it was a great field to be in by his mother and sister, who both worked in nursing at some point in their lives. And now, as an 8th grader, I have again made the foolish mistake of believing that I know what I want to do for the rest of my life. Originally, while writing this speech, I had the idea of asking specific people in the audience if they know what they're passionate about. Yet I know now, the question is so rhetorical, I may as well answer it for all of us graduates. We do not. As people, we do many things subconsciously. One of these things that I've grown more familiar with while writing about this topic is having what I would like to call a filler profession, where a person from ages spanning in a wide variety will choose a job that seems comfortable enough so their mind doesn't have to focus on the fact that they don't know their future. You think when I was 9, I actually had a passion for becoming a police officer? Oh yeah, I was heavily informed about dentistry when I was 10. All I probably wanted was to just say something to adults when they asked that question. Yet, I didn't even have close to enough experiences to know if I liked dentistry at all. Now, this idea that we don't know what we want to do isn't the problem. In fact, I believe we should learn to become more comfortable in our lack of information about our futures. The real problem that all of us graduates face is fear. The fear that makes us want to settle and select our professions in a hurry, when ultimately we should take our time experimenting and experiencing different activities to find the one we truly enjoy. The fear makes us need a filler profession, when more often than not, it is not your passion. When your brain becomes more comfortable, we forget about our futures, which causes us to experience less and do less. When truly, experiencing new things is the catalyst in finding your calling. We should all work hard to find and perfect what we enjoy. I'd like to illustrate that us graduates have not truly made it until we have discovered what we would like to do. Our passion, our calling, even if that's studying communications in college. In the beginning of this speech, I stated that us graduates have not made it. In fact, we're not even close. Yet I urge you to greet that fact with excitement, because we know that the real problem is fear. But I want to make one point clear. Fear should not be what we are feeling right now, looking into our futures. We should be thrilled at what lies ahead. So don't scream, or cry, or throw your seat at a fellow classmate. Look at us, all of us. We're all young enough to where if we find our passions, we can perform them for the rest of our lives. Luckily for us, we're in the time of our lives where finding our passion is the easiest it's going to be. So let's not stress because we don't know what our future holds. Instead, we should feel excitement from the freedom in our lives. But also, I want you to know that we have not made it. So let's not sit and rot while our lives fly away from us. Live a little, and take control to find what specifically you would like to do. Congratulations to the class of 2024, and remember to be excited for what your future holds. If you search for it, you will find your calling. Thank you.
Thank you, Monte, Conrad, and Nick. Those were important messages for our graduates and their loved ones to hear today. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Albert Krenz, Adjutant and Past Commander Robert E. Coulter, Post 1941 American Legion, to the microphone to present the American Legion Citizens Award.
Good evening, all. It's always a pleasure to be invited to attend Pleasantdale Middle School graduation. You are all familiar in varying degrees with the history of our country. You know that our way of life didn't just happen. It's the product of work and an active interest on the part of good citizens from its beginning to the present. The American Legion is an organization dedicated to the service of God and country. We believe that one of the best ways to perform this service is to take an active interest in the preparation of our youth so they will become patriotic, freedom-preserving citizens. It is in this interest that the American Legion School Awards Plan was born and is maintained on a national level through the Americanism Commission of the American Legion. We want you, the citizens of the future, to realize that your democracy is in constant need of protection and improvement. The liberties, the rights, the duties we all enjoy are by no means perfect, nor is it likely that they will ever be perfect. I say this because these rights are the product of people like you and me. These people had ideas, gave them time and thought, talked them over with other people, and then acted to make them into rules of conduct. We call these laws. You know that some of these laws have been changed, new ones are being written, and you may add to others. You may also change or amend some of the laws now in effect, which you will consider inadequate to the demands of your generation. This process is liberty in motion. This is why we call democracy a living thing. It lives in the body and spirit of each and every one of us. The rights and duties are yours and mine. They are the property of all the people. They are the responsibility of all the people as individual and as groups. What are you willing to do to get and keep the kind of world you really want? Are you willing to give time for thinking and acting? Are you keeping the high purpose of liberty in mind? Past wars and the times between them indicate that such vigilance is fundamental if we are to attain and maintain a society of people governing themselves through their chosen representatives. Take an active part in choosing those who represent you. Keep them informed of your dislikes and desires. In other words, get involved. Courage, honor, leadership, patriotism, scholarship, service. Let these 6 qualities be the stones of the foundation upon which you conduct your lives. There is a law much older than any found in the books of our land, the Golden Rule. Use it as a basis for other rules of conduct you may see fit to set up. Remember, liberty and democracy did not just happen, nor will it continue to grow or even exist without the thoughts and actions of every one of you. With these principles in mind, the winner of the Robert E. Coulter Jr. Post 1941 American Legion American Awards for 2024 are Alexander Carr and Nicholas McGuire. Thank you.
Mr. Krenz, thank you for your service to our great country. At this time, I would like to invite Mrs. Eleni Embry-Remenap to the stage to present our 8th grade awards.
Thank you to our fantastic student speakers, Nick and Conrad, for sharing such helpful advice for everyone in our audience here today, whether you're moving on to high school or just regularly in life. As Dr. Arundel said, my name is Eleni Embry-Remenap. I am one of the 8th grade ELA teachers here at Pleasantdale, and I have the honor of presenting the Student of the Year Awards for 2024 on behalf of the Pleasantdale staff. At this time, we would like to recognize the students of the year for various subject area achievements. As teachers, we have a difficult time selecting students for these types of awards because so many kids exemplify what it means to be tough, take on a challenge, and work hard in the classroom and in life. It's never easy just to select one student, and it truly was a debate of which students we would like to select, as there are so many kids worthy of receiving these awards. As in all areas of life, though, there are some students who stood out in terms of work ethic, positive attitude, and having a passion for learning. The students selected for these awards today always put forth their best efforts, many coming in early to work with teachers for extra guidance, for taking time during their lunch and recess to further their learning, or learn from their mistakes. Throughout the year, all of these students served as strong role models for their peers and will be a positive change makers in society, whatever they decide to pursue in high school and in life. At this time, I'll be listing the content area, teacher, and the student who has received the award. Students, as I call your name, please make sure that you stand and remain standing until applause is concluded, and then you may take your seat once the applause is ended. From Ms. Zill's art class, Lena Midova. From our athletic department, in Mr. Dreyer, we have Dennis Broderick and Brooke Slidham as our athletes of the year. From Mr. Bell's band, we have Maggie Jemba. From Mr. Tatina's choir, we have Alex Carr. From Miss Embry Remnant's ELA class, Sarah Lazich. From Miss Deaton's ELA class, Giada Berry. From Miss Driscoll's health class, Sophia Rodriguez. From Miss Ayala's math class, Karina Delgado. From Miss Gaughan's math class, Anna Sami. From Mr. Dreyer and Miss Truesdale's PE classes, Eli Cousins. From Mr. Pasenko's science class, Nick Giotis. From Senora Baronio's Spanish class, Mate Nawanuk. From Mr. Bush's social studies class, Eli Cousins. From Mr. Ratcliffe's STEM class, Zara Ibrahim. From Mr. Tatina and Mr. Ratcliffe for theater, Jared Soto. Our School Citizen of the Year Award goes to Mate Nawanov. And from Miss Ciarni's orchestra, Tomas Pawlikowski. Congratulations to all of the students of the year. Thank you for your hard work and your passion for learning. At this time, I'd like to welcome our art teacher, Carissa Zill, who will be presenting the Special Olympics Award.
Special Olympics is a global program that provides year-round sports training and athletic competition in 18 different sports for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. Athletes have opportunities to develop physical fitness, demonstrate courage, experience joy, and participate in a sharing of gifts, skills, and friendship with their families and other Special Olympics athletes in the community. Our journey here at Pleasantdale started in the winter of 2021 with 4 athletes and has grown to support 26 athletes from Pleasantdale, Highlands, McClure, Gower, Gurry, and Westchester. Our mission is to unify athletes with their peers to bring understanding, build relationships, and ensure we are creating an inclusive environment for all of our students. To do this, we partner with the girls and boys basketball for special practices, invite students like our awesome helpers Molly and McKenna to ref our home games and bring recognition to the athletes. Today, it is my honor and privilege, I thought I could do it, to recognize Michaela Gaynor, one of our founding athletes. Please come up to the stage, Michaela. Michaela participated in basketball, soccer, and track and field this year. Her basketball skills have grown immensely, and she scored at least 1 basket in each of our games. Woo! Know her as my athlete who does the on-court cartwheel after each success. In soccer, she scored our first goal in Game 2 of the regional tournament. She's our fastest track and field athlete on the team with a 50-meter run time of 10.41 seconds, and I have yet to beat her in a race. I will miss Michaela dearly, but look forward to seeing her continue to grow and bloom as she joins the LT Special Olympics team next year. By including one another, we will create a more unified world.
Thank you, Mrs. Emery Remenap and Mrs. Zill, and thank you to all of our 8th grade students. This is such a talented and hardworking group of students. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Dave Palzett to address the class of 2024. But first, we want to thank him for his leadership, creativity, problem solving, everything that arises in a caring and child-centered manner. Thank you, Dr. Palzett. Please come address the graduates.
Thanks so much, Dr. Rundle. Welcome, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, staff, Board of Education members, and most importantly, welcome students. To the class of 2024, I'd like to offer my congratulations on this milestone and wish you the best of luck as you enter the next phase of your academic career. Promotion ceremonies are always a time for reflection and often include an old person standing at a podium offering you advice. Tonight, I am proud to serve as your old person. I'd like to start with a few thank yous. To parents, family, and friends, your unwavering partnership and support throughout your child's time in District 107 have been instrumental in their success. Whether it was a last-minute trip to Walgreens to pick up poster board for their 2nd grade book character report, or dropping off a forgotten lunch, instrument, iPad, your presence and support have been invaluable. We are appreciative of the trust you placed in us to care for your children, and thank you for all that you do at home to encourage and support their learning. To faculty, staff, and administration, your dedicated service to the students and families of Pleasantdale has been the cornerstone of our success. The collaborative efforts of every teacher, assistant, specialist, secretary, support staff, custodian, and administrator have made this celebration possible. We appreciate your inspiration, innovation, and commitment to the growth of our students as learners, individuals, and citizens. And to our students, you did it. And when I say you did it, I'm not talking about making it to graduation. I'm talking about what you did every day to make Pleasantdale a special place. A school is nothing without its students. It would be a really big building with a lot of empty rooms. You bring the life, the heart, and the energy to our school. Your laughter in the halls and the lunchroom, your time and dedicated practice at a sport club or instrumental music program, your time, frustrations, hard work, perseverance, and grit in working through your classes. Your creativity, collaboration, and service breathe life into our schools. Last week, we hosted another wonderful Pleasantdale tradition. Our graduating class of LT students came back to the middle school to tour and meet teachers. This is a feel-good event. We marvel at how much our students have grown. I was speaking with Mr. Bush about that class and the event, and he said something that stuck with me, and I've been pondering it ever since. He said, you know, this isn't really that hard. If you love the kids, they'll love you back. This simple but profound statement sums up the difference between a good school experience and a great school experience. You have been loved, supported, cared for, and cheered on since kindergarten. This is the legacy of a Pleasantdale education. A group of teachers and parents who are willing to love you and watch you grow into amazing people. Now, sometimes that love looks a bit different. We know that the adults around you have loved you by cheering you on and making sure you have the resources you need to be successful. But they've also loved you by holding you accountable when you make a mistake. They let you struggle through tough problems, both social and academic. The people who love you let you stumble, fall, pick yourself up, and figure out how to move on. Now that you've experienced all this love, it's time for you to love one another. Many of you will be going to Lyons Township High School next year and will join peers from Gurry, Park, McClure, Highlands, and other schools. Remember to take care of one another. When you see a fellow Tiger in the hallway, say hello and show the love to your classmates that you feel for one another today. Remember, once a Tiger, always a Tigers. And Tigers take care and love their pride. On behalf of the faculty, administration, and Board of Education of District 107, we thank you for making us proud each day. It is our honor to help you learn and grow on your journey. And we look forward to great things from you, and will watch your progress with anticipation of much success. We are proud of who you are and excited about who you are becoming. Congratulations on the significant accomplishment, and best wishes for a happy, healthy, and fulfilling future. At this time, I'd like to welcome Dr. Rendell back to the podium for the presentation of the graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Pelzet. All right, now is the time you've been waiting for. Dr. Pelzet and members of the Board of Education, on behalf of the faculty and staff of Pleasantdale Middle School, I request that the students seated before you, having fulfilled the criteria for graduation, be certified as graduates of Pleasantdale School District 107 and honored with their diplomas as members of the Pleasantdale Middle School graduating class of 2024. I would like to invite Mr. Eric Bush to the microphone. Mr. Bush will do the honor of reading the name of each of the graduates in the class of 2024.
Jenna Al-Hayani. Becker Al-Zandani.
Let's go back!
David Angelovsky. Camille Aronowskis. Andrew Awad. Olivia Grace Barrow. Colin Patrick Chiosh Bosley. Morgan Elizabeth Branch. Dennis Broderick. Mason Brown. Dominic William Bruno Gallo. Avery Cairo. Anna Catherine Sami. Elijah Aldo Carly. Olivia Isabella Carmona. Alexandra Jacqueline Carr. Colby James Clark. Corey Lynn Coglines. Eli Scott Cousins. Luca T. Svetkovsky. Gianna Rose Delgado. Karina Lynn Delgado. Shivan Devnani. Alexander A. Diaz. Madeline Lisette Duffy. Michaela Ann Gaynor. Ula Garbauskas. Vincent Benedict Jeanette. Robert Russell Garrett. Elise Nicole Grahn. Natalia Gramatikova. Colin John Grella. Gabriela Olivia Grujic. Konrad Zheshnikovsky. Kevin Michael Guerrero. Karina Hanyuk. Jackson Habecker. Whitney Elizabeth Hinsdale. Zara Ibrahim. Carolina Maria Yasnos. Nicholas Alexander Giotis. Ilya Jovanovic. Sarah Elizabeth Lazic. Adam Lubitz. Filip Majstorovic. Sabi Martinez. Nicholas William McGuire. Logan Metz. Juliana Francesca Mistretta. Lena Mitava. Riley Moore. Delilah Grace Morrissey. Martin Tawiya Nar. Mate Naumov. Neilani Negron. Stefan Vladan Nikolic. Matea Anton Nokic. McKenna Novotny. Asta Hitul Patel. Pavlikovsky. Romeo Alexander Ramirez. Owen Joseph Rashka. Tom Benjamin Ravy. Henry Light Remus. Sofia Elena Rodriguez. Alexandra Santoro. Evan James Schaefer. Jeffrey Sedna. Sidra A. Sharbaji. Jaden Sharma. Georgia Josephine Sisto. Brooke Slyman. Adam Smytch. Jared Kyle Soto. Madison Catherine Southfield. Anthony Stosic. Marcus Sternich. Joseph Michael Simchak. Molly Rita Tristano. Mantas Gutveres. Avery Elizabeth Urban. Giada Marie Berry. Marko Vucinic. Simran Wadwa. Margaret Jemba.
Thank you, Mr. Bush. Will the graduates please rise? At this time, will you please move your tassel from the right to the left? Congratulations, graduates. Again, thank you all for joining us here tonight to celebrate the Pleasantdale Middle School class of 2024. And for one final time, congratulations. And you may process out.